Psychopathia Sexualis, a 2006 American erotic drama film written and directed by Brett Wood. The intro shows a candle, a reference to the pain of Christ. That pain is suffering, and it is like devotion to Christ implies hiding love for him, because it is not love but rather the sin of pride in God. Love for Christ transfers into love for the forbidden. Now a girl will act like love is all around and pain is not love for God. Love is pain, pain about which to suffer, and it is the blood of Christ about which she makes pain into relief. She makes it mean that sucking that blood is love for Christ, which in turn is pain for loving humans. The book talks about mind disease. Pain is about love. It is as if the love for Christ is the love for blood, for her. That love for blood refers to the fact that pain is suffering, and pain in turn is relief for that love. The disease means that pain is covering the disease. The disease is as if they notice that the love for blood is related to that blood that means love, because the pain is gone. Now comes the introduction of the flock of sheep. It is as if the girl does not notice that it is the love for Christ that drives them. The love for Christ is not something deep in her. The pain to kill that love is like the pain that means the blood is suffering, over and over again, and it is so for all of them. Now that man says the love is not for Christ. He says the love for crime is for the passion of Christ. The killer is going to be seduced by the blood that entails crime and killing, and by loving killing the one who feels sad. That crime is going to be punished. Now a teacher is showing a corpse to his students. They want to study the region of the brain where love is regulated. The brain of a patient is the brain of the disease. The mind does not love to kill so much, it is more genetics that loves to kill. The man on the screen now loves the passion of the caregiver. He loves that his pain is forgiven. That man likes blood so much. The caregiver is giving him blood because of this man's need for blood. She has to please him, because he rules between them those who are about pain. Pain attracts different types of people. The caregiver likes to take care of the sick mind because what she likes is that this man is, for her, the cause that causes her to be a caregiver. Now the man likes that love is manifested in the exhibition of a girl, who is an exhibitionist, and will show mercy for the love of sex. They would now like to carry out the sacrifice of an animal. In this way, the girls satisfy what he likes, because they are the ones who cause pain to the animal, and the animal dies by desire of the man. The man likes that it is not he who kills the animal, but that someone else does it for him, to satisfy his willingness to kill, about which he feels weak and faint to be the one to kill. Now the girl is going to be used by those who love pain and humiliation in the name of God. It is more as if God told them not to do it, and still they do it, with the purpose of giving a damn to God and the love for him. Now the man in that pain inflicted on the girl is releasing the pain that is suffering, over and over again, and there is no stop for that pain. Now the girl's ecstasy is like he is feeling it. They are playing that the pain is suffering for the love of God. The pain for God is for God and not for them, because they blame God, because it turns out to be a damnation for people. It is like God is cruel towards whites. It is like the white who feels pain and cruelty does it, because Jews like that pain is for whites who are terrible about loving another who is not white. The ones who are white and are terrible about loving someone who is not white, it is as if their love for God is love that in return returns as if love is not for them, but it is for love that the whites who feel sick in return are those who manifest psychopathy in sex. Now two girls are waiting for the man to feel the love of pain. They wait for him to be the vampire who has so much taste for the blood of Christ, and for God, for whom both she and he are love between similar to they that don't like Christ to be love for them. It is like the darkness protects them from the devil intervening, because they do not want the devil regarding them. They are the power of the blood, because they feel that the blood is the mystery regarding love, regarding the sickness. It will be so noticed by those who are truly Christ-like, when they notice that they have a fetish for blood. What this man likes about a real romance is the romance about girls who are pain, who are suffering, about that he needs God. Now the man will be waiting to then surrender to the love of blood, and while that doesn't happen he is staring into the void. The gaze remains still, because nothing is transmitting. It is like the need is the only purpose for him, and the obsession is to feel pain, because pain is the relief for him because it is his way of loving God. Now the woman would like to cause the man pain, and the other woman pretends the same. But they would like to act now as if love for God is the one who punishes the man, because for him the path is not love for Christ. So they want to cause him pain and humiliation, as if it is caused by those who want him feeling love for God and for friends who are all adept of pain, and who like pain to release their passion for sick sex from them. Since God says that sex is sin, that it is repression, that it is sick. Now the man is on the floor, and he is going to be whipped by a girl to cause him pain that is sick to feel with respect to God. The inflicting pain will stop when he makes a sign, because he does not resist the pain. That is why the girl stops causing him pain. He feels that it is a girl who caused him pain, and that is not respect for God, because the girl can never be a man like God. So pain reveals that a girl is having the power to subdue a man, even being a man and the ruler for the God of the Jews. The Jews want the man to have to rule over the women, because they want him to not have sex. The woman has to have control over the just pain. The man has to be this with a girl, because the time to spend suffering does not have to be with a male, but with a girl. And that is how they are defiant enemies of God. Women want to have the control. And when this is the case, the man is not controlled by men but by women. This is how they feel that the God of the Jews does not take the time to control everything, and their actions are beyond his control when they act like this again and again. They notice that the way they pressure God results in them escaping from him. They feel that God does not have the power, and they are noticing that they really are having the control. It is like the God to be about is them. They control everything. The control from God does not exist, and it is in this way that they feel free to do anything, even to kill, whatever it is that proves that God is not really having the control. Now they are in a group and they are trying to defy God, which again will have to be about the pain they cause, because the way to stop that suffering is to put the power for that stop in them. But they feel that the stop never comes. And in this way, they feel that this act does not suppose the fury of God. They want love to be for them afterwards, the answer about that pain that does not report something to them by way of punishment. They like love when it means loving themselves firstly. They do not like to love each other. It is so, they expect love only and firstly towards themselves. Self-love, that love that is suffering for love, they have to treat it in order to release the pain. Because that pain is the way of dictating about the man who is the man of God, when the man that they are is God. Now they are having to control the pain about God. They now like to do an experiment about the suffering caused by his psyche. It is about a doctor hypnotizing the man. About this, he will have to save him from what pain is for God. The doctor will try to save the soul of the man because it is the pain as a child, what the pain has to take control in adulthood. He is remembering when he was young. It was pain and sadism. The man is remembering sadism towards him from the institutions for young people, for whom sadism was perpetrated, so that they would not lose themselves with respect to everything that concerns them at that time. They are the target of sadism because they like girls, because they save themselves for that love for girls. That is why they are saved from the pain caused by sadism. This man is the target of sadism, and that makes girls not attracted to him, because he is faint, weak, and sensitive with girls. Pain is the solution for him, because the girls feel rejection about him, because he is faint about pressure and what society requires a man to lead a life successfully. This man is immature. He is like that for the girls and is a misfit for society. His personality causes the girls to reject him. In this way he feels the suffering, and the evil has power over him, because of his need for Christ and for having a soul about which girls are not attracted. Because they like a man who rules about what a man has to rule, and he is weak for everything that is society. The man has to deal with the society norms, and he feels hideous about all that, because he feels that the faint are not expected to be able to deal with a life in society. They are expected to be men, and so they will have the strength to do what a man has to do. The man has to deal with himself regarding that pain. He likes it to be inflicted by women. The girls who are participants in causing pain pay attention to the man, because they are the ones who are the pain about God. They are love about someone who is not like God. They are love for the faint one, because they like to show that he is necessarily strong to deal with them. Girls who like to punish men, because they are the ones that rule. Those girls who like to punish him are the girls of whom the other girls are not friendly. They are the girls of whom he is afraid. Those girls represent the power of women that, for him, is dangerous, because they are sadistic with men which are simple and easy to deal about. They are the girls who are looking for a complicated psyche, to have experience with the man who dares to deal with the power of God. The men, for them, are useless about inflicting pain, and pain is better to inflict on the weak, because they are not love for the man who is weak and punished. They are pain to give him, because they pretend that God feels that man is not really a man. He is like a creature, about sin, about pride, about love, about pain, about mercy. He is as if killing for him is not okay. He does not like to kill, rather he likes to suffer. Those girls like that he is not a killer. The girls inflict pain on him because they like that he never loses his love by surrendering to lust. Lust for him is like God is pain about lust, pain that God is giving in the form of love for him. Now the man has to face madness, because love for God causes him enough pain to lose himself in the pain that is being perpetrated in the institution. Love is not really there for him. A woman is now telling another woman that love for God is not for everyone, because love for God is like God is love about the person in question. But when reality shows cruelty, because the pain inflicted does not have sufficient justification, then it is really like giving a bad name to God. And then that woman is showing that about God, you have to be careful, because its meaning is not only love. Now they are dealing to make the man believe that the love of Christ is not for him. The man has to be lustful, but it is as if lust is lost to him. They feel sick from the repetition about the sickness with the same man. The play was okay, but now it is a waste for them all. The waste of time has to be about the waste that is to remain calm about all of them, and try to predict what to do according to the gods. They like to entertain themselves, having new ideas and finding relief about what was done and about what is going to be done. That play will mean that a killer will be merciful, about to kill the man. They would not like the man to be killed, because they like him to like blood so much. It is really not easy to find someone who likes blood that much. The play is going to be like the time is now to threaten to kill him. That way he's going to be afraid, about lust, about lost lust, about staying too long. As lost means lust later for the killer, because the killer is going to have to be really about this man, because his taste for the blood makes the killer want to kill him. It is for that reason that the child that man was knew about that killing, because that killing is suffering, because he fancies that killing God, and that is his narcissism. This man wants to be God's ruler. They want him to play that role, and for him to be the first in order for that play, and the protagonist about which the rest are going to rest about it all later. They are all paying attention to the sayings about love for love itself, that will save himself from him about the rest. The love he feels for love results in passion being somatic for him. The lust for what real is, as if the real thing is to suffer because the reality is really real. Now about the play about them, everything is going to be as if his love for love itself is going to be the rule for all of them. They are going to hide that love is noticed. They now like that some peace of mind about that love unites them all together. God, for them, is now release for their feelings. Peace of mind and sensing all about love itself is the answer to feeling okay about all of it. Now it is time for love, for the love of Christ, to imply that the man has to face love for the rest too. The rest is having that love about everything that is more like love for love than love for God. The man has to be now about oneself, that is the God that they are all ruled about. They are noticing that he is like it is love about it all, the answer about which the rest does not have to be. The peaceful state of mind that they are having, they will suddenly lose it because he has to give control to another again. The pain returns again. The love will be for God again. It is not love itself, it is love for God again. And love for God is sick for him. It is so because pain is not being inflicted. Without pain, love is not felt. The group has to give him blood again. The pain returns again, and the pain is love for God. The night is covering everything. The shadows are friends again. The play means again the feeling about suffering, about pain. The hunger for pain gives the power to control everything, because pain is the show about love for Christ again. The sayings to him now are to control and surrender to God. He is feeling as if lust is coming back to him. They are controlling that he forces that pain is not inflicted on him, but instead he will force lust to subjugate him later. The weak will force the rest. The force is having control over everything. The force will mean that repetition is nonsense, to care about God. God has now to take control over all of them. They don't feel the same thing has to be repeated over and over again. Now they are going to play loosely and they don't really know what is going to happen. The play is now about lust, about lost, about lasting lust, because lust is easily lost by that man. The excitement is like it will not have to be afterwards, the normal attitude about lust. The man wants that what is seen about sin is like it is forbidden, and it is not enough for him to be lust to last for. The man is going to have to do later about the God that time will determine is not the God of the Jews. The Jews do not like that the man implies that they are not real love. The Jews about love, they are it about God and not about themselves. So that love is for them. This man has to be love for the rest. It is not really so, that love is for him. Narcissistic is the way to love, for which it is time for it to be finalized. That man has to face love for the rest. About this love is that resting about the rest brings how the rest is okay about being love. Jews are love towards others who are like them. It is like the real God about to be for him is not the God of the Jews, because the God of the Jews does not relieve him. He needs the God of the whites, who are not like the Jews who avoid sex. He needs that sex is not forbidden, but sex happens for everyone, but for him that sex does not make sense. It is because the man has to deal with what love is. Sex, sex, sex. But sex is sick for all of them who think that so much sex just for sex is an obsession. He is very obsessive, about pain, about suffering, about love being not for the rest but for himself. He has to be about pain, about suffering, about love for Christ. He believes that Christ is having pain as redemption. The man is redemption, because he finds sense in not being lust toward girls. He believes that girls are romance regarding his love for himself. He likes to adore himself. And he likes to be the one center of everything. When the man pays attention to people, it's like people have to be thankful for it. The man has to be like Christ, finally, because they notice that the way he has to be is the way that Christ showed love to manhood. Love is going to be faced by all of them, finally, because they like the man to sacrifice himself, because he likes not girls or men. What he likes is himself. He likes his love for God, but it is like he is the one. The one is the unique, the only one to be dealt as that his suffering is real and that it really makes sense to make him suffer. Now the girls would like that the love for him, they are going to make that love only for God. Love for God is going to make him want to be the sacrifice of the love that is attention only for himself, and forgetting that love is for others who really are love for him. He is love only for himself. The group is coming together, and they are dealing with the fact that the love for him has to be for lost time. And he is going to be love for all of them, who they are about pain and suffering in some way. But the protagonism is for him. And the way of being it is to kill God. To kill him is to kill narcissism. In this way they will be like, the way is to have to be like this, because the way for him is the way for them, and they are all together in this. The time comes to make sense about that. The sense that everything is going to take about everything is the was, the is, and the will be. The group will have to face that the time is for the group to be united and together, about the leader who is not their God. The leader is going to be like, that man is going to have to be a lady. The man has to realize that he is too weak to be a real man. And in this way the girls are going to be like, they like that he feels like doing the lady. And so it goes to be like, they are going to feel that he is going to be that one who will deal with girls like a man later. Now he is assuming that that sense is the really okay sense, having lust for women since being a girl for men. And that they do not like him, her is how she is going to gain strength to have sex with girls. This is how the men made it to him, so that he makes now like a man to a woman. Now the sayings are about the girls, and how much they would like to have sex with him, and what is liked is that he is lust that lasts. Sacrificing him is a lost idea now, and the pain is no longer that for him. Now the ease will be real for all of them, since the girls now like to have sex together, about who is the ruler, about which love is also going to be for them together. Those two girls are having sex together, with him in mind. The pain is gone, and there is lust now, and this is the way love for sex has to be like.